This is Bobby at Copel TV Repair and this is a functionality proof video for Samsung power supply board Bn44-00775a that we're about to ship to a customer. Today is 8th of November 2022, and the reason I'm making this video is because we just sold one of those I think last week. And the customer came back and requested a return, quoting the reason that it doesn't work. When we asked him why does he think so, he said that it does the exact same thing as his old one. The backlight inverter is bad. And when we asked him why does he think that the backlight inverter on the board is bad as opposed to the LEDs, he could not answer. So we had to give him a short lecture. And luckily, we were lucky, they agreed with what we told them, which also included that we tested their board back. So anyhow, because the backlights fall so often on those, and when they do, they also fail the portion of the inverter, which is right here. You can see where they overheat. You can see where this diode is replaced. Sometimes it's the only thing that fails. Sometimes, many times, nothing fails here, even though it overheats, but the backlights still burn. Sometimes the backlights are bad in a way that the reason this fails is because the backlights are playing tricks and are causing overheating, because this is a constant current driver. It is trying to limit and keep the current running through the whole circle a fixed amount, which means that it varies the output voltage. But because there are diodes that are going, they're not completely bad, they're not completely functional either, so they kind of fluctuate, and it can be sudden fluctuation. It can play different ways, but the net result is when they start playing that way, not totally failed. When they totally fail, it's easy. There's nothing here. There's no light that you can see going through the back. By the way, I'm going to turn that off here so that you can see how the light disappears. There you go. And then I'm going to turn it back on so you can see how it does appear. There you go. Oh, come on. There you go. So you can see the backlights are on. Because there is just one circuit in series, there are three. As you can see, there are 6 wires. That means there are 3 circuits, and they're all in series. So if any one of them goes bad, the whole thing will go bad. This board, again, is guaranteed to be fully functional. But what I was saying is, because the strips can sometimes cause a problem, and it can be such a problem that if you use a universal meter, that can actually work. Whereas with an OEM board, and this is not true for this particular model, this is true for all TV LED drivers, and I have explained that before. Why is it that way? Basically, a universal tester may trick you into thinking that the LEDs are good when they're actually causing fluctuations, but a universal LED tester has a very wide range because it has to be universal, where all the power supply drivers, or pretty much probably 99%, 100% of them, are made for a fairly narrow range of output voltage that has to settle on one specific current for which they are designed. And because of that, sometimes bad LEDs can trip original boards into doing nothing and not lighting up, whereas a universal tester may make them work fine, and that can mislead you. So this is it. Always replace, that's the bottom line, always replace the LEDs when this baby goes bad, unless of course the failure is somewhere on the primary side, like whatever, power surge or something. But if it's here, replace the strips.